Hey now everyone, Matt Haywood here from StarWarsTime.net, and I'm going to do the Easter eggs and Star Wars franchise references for the latest episode of Star Wars Resistance, which was titled Station Theta Black. Unfortunately, Star Wars fans, there were not many Easter eggs or references at all, so I had to really stretch in this episode. I'm talking deep cut level stretching, so bear with me. There may be some eye rolling here when I roll out these 4 Easter eggs and references that I cooked up. But this episode was devoid of anything out in the open glaring. So like I said, I'm not going to go over stuff we've already seen. So I'm not going to talk about how there's a Rebel blockade runner, how we saw Von Reg again in his TIE Interceptor-like ship, or the First Order's Imperial shuttle, all that stuff. We know, we've seen it before. I'm not going to bring it up, which is why this episode was really tough to dig into and find new Easter eggs and new references to mention. But found 4 of them. Like I said, they're stretchy, but let's get down to it. Alright, so right at the beginning of the episode, we got what I consider to be the only Easter egg, by definition, of this episode, and it's another shot of Yeager's time as a Rebel pilot. I believe this is a similar shot to the one we've seen earlier of him during the Battle of Jakku. Looks like they're celebrating the end of the war, so, I mean, we know he was at the Battle of Jakku. We know he was a Rebel pilot. But we did get another shot of his time with the Rebellion. I might be cheating here. We might have brought this one up before. But hey, like I said, lack of Easter eggs. There you go. Yeager, the Rebellion pilot hero shot. All right, so next up, I call it a reference. And like I said, it's a stretch. But so Kaz and Poe end up on this First Order station, Station Theta Black. And as you can see, it looks very much like the interior Starkiller base. That's because it too was built into the side of an organic structure, in this case, some big-ass asteroid. But you can see, I mean, the hallways have that geometric design, that almost diamond-shaped doors. You can see part of the asteroid coming through the walls, just like you did on Starkiller base. So again, a very light reference, a deep reference, but a reference nonetheless, which is why it made this video. Alright, the third item of note, another super stretch here, but Kaz, in an attempt to avoid being exploded by an explosion, he attaches his X-Wing to an asteroid, which is a trick that Obi-Wan Kenobi himself used in Attack of the Clones to fool Boba and Jango Fett in the asteroid field surrounding Geonosis. And in a similar attempt to hide, Han Solo himself also used this trick of attaching your ship to something to stay out of danger or harm's way, in this case out of radar's way, when he attaches the Falcon to the Star Destroyer in Empire Strikes Back. So like I said, very stretchy again. I could be drawing some insane conclusions here, but I did see some similarities when I saw Kaz's ship stuck to an asteroid. I was like, hey, I've seen that before. So Obi and Han, and now Kaz, sticking their ships to surfaces to avoid certain death, capture, whatever you want to call it. Alright, last but not least, and prepare to roll your eyes at me on this one, but I found this interesting, and a reference potentially to The Last Jedi, but towards the end of the episode, Princess Leia is talking to Kaz about the information he presented to her, but she's saying, like, you know, the senators probably still won't back me because they are profiting from the war machine that the First Order is. And it just made me think of the conversation Rose and Finn had at Canto Bight, where she's like, hey, I mean, it doesn't matter. People on the good side, bad side, whoever's pumping money into the war machine, all they care about is money anyways. So, like I said, super stressed, roll your eyes, stick your tongues out at me. But I had to do some work with this episode because it was quite devoid of really impactful or eye-opening references to Star Wars properties or Easter eggs. Anyways, thanks for watching, people here. I don't know how many more episodes we're going to get before 2018 ends. I'd assume maybe one more. We'll know later this week if we get a clip from episode 12. But so far, so good with these recaps and reviews. So thanks for watching. Make sure to stay tuned to StarWarsTime.net because there's always time for Star Wars time.